What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I was reading an article by The Guardian in which it stated that 72% of black people are unlikely to have the jab. The article then went on to list some reasons for it, including structural racism, discrimination, and the lack of overall trust in the program. Now, while all those things seem valid, there are historical evidence as to the reason why that is the case. Here is my opinion and my take as to why that figure is so high. And this is based on conversations that I've personally had with people I know, conversations that I've overheard, whether it be in person or especially on social media, and even in the responses to a video that I produced earlier on, last year now, talking about the objections to the jab. And here's my take on all of this. Number one, we believe in far too many conspiracy theories. And this extends to everything and anything. Because if you listen to black people, let them tell it, the whole world is against them. You listen to the reason why they're in a situation that they're in as a collective, individually. There's always some being, someone effervescent there that seems to be controlling the buttons that they do, controlling their actions. There's always be someone that they can't pinpoint, by the way. They can't pinpoint as to who this is. They can give you a collective name, but they can't pinpoint who it is. But they believe in far too many conspiracy theories about everything. So when it comes to this situation, the amount of BS stories I've heard from the beginning of all of this to now is simply incredible. But no surprise, by the way, just no surprise. Because I don't know if you remember this, but at first, when this all kicked off, the general consensus was that black people were actually immune to the virus. Because at the time, a lot of the people who were known to be affected were non-black people. Because obviously it came from China, worked its way over to Europe, etc., etc. So black people making dumb jokes and memes saying, oh, it doesn't affect us, it must be something in our bloodstream, it must be the melanin, all this kind of other dumb stuff. Where to now, what's the story now? It's the complete role reversal. Now it's a case of black people are the most affected group when it comes to the virus, where there's even been documentaries covered asking whether the virus is racist or not. Now, think about that. It's gone from the consensus being it doesn't affect us to now we are over affected. We are overrepresented when it comes to contracting and obviously dying from this virus. And the problem is, this is the problem I have with this. We don't look at things in the right way. We don't take things seriously enough until, guess what? It's too late. Because guess what? We were laughing and joking about these things instead of looking at the situation objectively and thinking, could this affect us? Will this affect us? And what can we do about it? And it leads me to the next point as to why we don't take things serious enough until it comes too late. And the next point is health. The main contributing factor, and it has been proven in regards to contracting the virus and even recovering from the virus, has been linked to what? Underlying health conditions. And it's no secret at all that our community has one of the, if not the worst track record when it comes to this. We are ranked number one in obesity out of all the groups. And we all know when it comes to obesity, it leads to other health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, cancers, all of this, which makes us not only susceptible to catching other viruses just in general, but our bodies are ill-equipped to be able to fight them off. That's the next thing. Catching a virus, anyone can do, especially when it comes to flus, colds, etc., etc. But our bodies have to have the ability equipped to fight them off. And in order to do that, we need to be not necessarily at our best, but damn sight better than what we're doing right now. If we look at the stats, we have to take our health most seriously, because guess what? That is something also which kind of kills me, because I hear a lot of excuses about a lot of things. But health and our bodies, this is something which 99.9% of us can control without the aid of anyone. We all can control what we put in our mouths. We all can control it by getting up, running. I don't care what eat. I know gyms are closed right now, at least over here where I am. Gyms are closed in the UK because everything's pretty much on lockdown. But you can at least control what you eat, and you definitely can do a damn sight a little bit of exercise. So we can control these things. There are maybe a lot of things we can't control, but yes, weight, that is something that we can most certainly look after. So am I saying that everyone should get the jab? Am I saying that everyone should be lining up and, offering themselves to get the jab? No. I still believe in the right of refusal. It should be optional. I've said this from the start, and I will continue to say that. And also, what we need to know is what's in the jab before we take it. So do your research, do what you need to do, ask the right question to your GP, but it should be optional. But the percentage of people who seem to be already unlikely to even take it, that for me seems far too high. But that number won't go down. This is what it is, until we demystify a lot of the nonsense that our community is happily willing to absorb in regards to all this BS medical science that we hear, all this BS misinformation that we hear. We are so willing to absorb nonsense, which it doesn't even sound good. I listen to some of these videos talking about all this kind of stuff, and it doesn't even sound good. But people just like willingly happy to absorb all this nonsense that are just being spewed. And it's like, well, how is it that we seem to believe so many of these BS stories as opposed to listening to actual medical professionals? It's just a sad sign of our times. And it leads me to the final point that was made by somebody on Twitter, which I actually agree with, that we need more of us in the medical fields who can impart some of their knowledge, as much as they can do, into what's really happening in regards to the way how vaccines are made, how it works, just to demystify some of these flagrant lies. But again, the problem is, and I said it before, isn't it, that it doesn't even matter to a certain extent who tells us. They can say they're MD, PhD, they've had all this experience. We believe too many BS lies, especially spewed by, or at least retweeted or liked by celebrities, social media influencers, as opposed to actual medical professionals. People actually do the job day in, day out. This is what we're in right now. We would rather believe nonsense as opposed to actually discerning truth. That's where we're at right now. So this is why I think that percentage is what it is. Not because necessarily anything's wrong with the health system. There are some things which I don't agree with, but that could be other situations. But a lot of it's just due to we believe a lot of BS stories. So that's all I had for this video. That's what I wanted to share. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, I'm out.